process started with the capture of a child. The child belonged to the Krianakrori tribe, which no white man and no Indian has ever spoken to. The next stage required the help of Indians who were once as unknown as the unknown Krianakrori. The operation was controlled by Brazil's leading explorer in charge of Indians. And everything developed in the jungle through his shy and short-sighted brother, who looks like a schoolmaster and lives like a hermit.
The end is here, in the jungle. But the chain begins in the cities, like Sao Paulo, where the new forest of concrete means the death of my forest. It's the law of evolution. The new race always destroys the old. The world is exploding with people. They need food and space. Riding in metal, moving on concrete, they will devour the jungle within 30 years. It's their needs that destroy the jungle. Take any man. It's his economic necessity that ultimately launches my expedition. First, his need for food draws the immigrant from Europe, then sends him to the interior for land.
Brasilia, built to develop the interior, was wasteland when Claudio first went to the jungle. And the frontier town ahead was once just Claudio's base camp. A road has opened up the unknown land Claudio was the first to cross, but into the unexplored jungle ahead, prospectors are already smashing their way in.
Someone found a diamond, and immediately 2,000 prospectors arrived. This is the pace of the onslaught. These are the bearers of civilization to the unknown Indian, like our Krianakrori. They're not anthropologists. They're not trained or educated. These men are the ambassadors of our race. This is the face we show the Indian.
The face of the Indian is more gentle, even when she's become the miner's prostitute. They're permissive and innocent. Their tribe was as wild as the unknown Krianakrori until Orlando and Claudio won their friendship 3 years ago. Now they've been bought for old clothes, and their husbands who did the selling try to tell Claudio how it happened.
We thought we could give them a few more years of peace alone in the jungle. But the prospectors got here first. And this is the pattern of the future. They will lust for the products of civilization and hate them at the same time. As I watch him, I watch my own responsibility. I lured them from isolation because our help is their only chance. But that chance leads through this and all the conflicts of civilization. I only have to stand back to see in his face all the others that have died. Indians have no resistance to our diseases. And though we succeeded in wiping out TB in this tribe, how can we speak of success when it demands this price? Only a few die, but death wounds the minds of the survivors, and their despair passes from generation to generation. Their legends rise from this land. Their spirits live under this river. So to move them away from the prospectors is to risk their beliefs and the society built upon those beliefs.
To leave them means bullets, syphilis, and extinction within 5 years. So Claudio is moving the tribe down the chain deeper into the jungle to his Indian reserve. There they will merge gradually into our modern life through a period of inevitable shock and unhappiness. Alternatives do not exist. Within 30 years, factories will stand on this river.
Indian life, we realize, was not barbaric, but in its setting very civilized. A cultured harmony between man and his environment. The dancing stopped when flu, brought by our expedition, swept through the villages. We radioed for medicine to the government department that had sent us. How can we look after Indians, was their reply, when there's not enough medicine for the slums of Rio? And thus we learnt, as young men, that though some Indians may be murdered, most die from neglect. So we bought medicine from our salaries and organized our men into medical teams. But at the end there were 9 graves, including the chief. And Indians also believe that most disease comes from magic. The witch doctor was accused of causing the epidemic, and completely passive in his fatalism, he lay for several days in his hammock. He just waited until they came for him in a night of full moon. They clubbed him to death in the village square, close to the eagle's cage. Then they burnt the chief's house, and those most bitter flames of our life taught us how dangerous were the effects of civilization, and that if we were civilized, our duty was to stay and help.